Your 10-speed transmission is either dying right now, does yours shudder between 35 and 55 miles per hour under light throttle, or it has already started the process and what you are feeling in the seat is not normal behavior. It is a symptom. Drop your year and mileage in the comments before this video ends, because we are going to find out exactly how many people watching this are sitting inside the highest risk window. There are 3 mechanical failure modes working inside your 10R80. 2 of them are active federal investigations as of 2025. The third produced a $165,000 court settlement last August when a 2022 F-150 lost all drive power on the highway at full speed. Your transmission has a rebuild cost of $5,500. And what makes all of this worse is that the failure does not start with something you can feel. It starts somewhere you will never look, and by the time you feel it, the cheap fix window has already closed. The failure nobody is watching for. Most owners picture a transmission failure as a moment, something that suddenly stops working, a warning light that marks the beginning of the problem. That is not how your 10-speed fails. It fails through contamination inside your transmission, and contamination is invisible until it is not. Every shift your 10R80 makes produces a small amount of friction debris from your clutch packs. That debris enters your hydraulic fluid circuit. Your transmission filter catches the larger particles, but the fine metallic contamination, particles small enough to pass the filter, circulates freely through your valve body, through your shift solenoids, through the hydraulic passages that control the timing and pressure of every gear change your transmission makes. Over miles and thermal cycles, that fine contamination accumulates inside the precision tolerances of your valve body's aluminum bores. It causes solenoids to stick. It causes cross leaks between hydraulic circuits. It causes the shift timing and clutch engagement pressures that your TCM expects to deliver to drift away from what is actually happening inside your transmission. Here is where it gets interesting. Your truck does not know this is happening. Your TCM is not measuring your clutch pack engagement directly. It measures outputs and infers. When contamination causes your solenoid to respond slightly slower than spec, your TCM adapts. It adjusts timing to compensate. That adaptation masks the symptom on your dashboard while contamination continues accumulating inside your transmission. By the time your transmission shifts noticeably wrong, hard enough to feel, delayed enough to register, it has been building for tens of thousands of miles. This is the failure nobody is watching for, not because it is hidden, because it is slow. 3 failure points doing the damage. Your 10R80 has 3 documented mechanical failure modes that feed each other. Understanding all 3 as a connected system, not as separate isolated problems, is the difference between catching this early and funding a $5,500 rebuild. The first is your CDF drum. In production units built before August 2022, the CDF drum contains a bushing that can migrate axially under normal operating loads. When that bushing moves out of position, the Teflon seal behind it loses its seating, and your transmission loses hydraulic pressure in the CDF clutch circuit. That pressure loss does not announce itself as a sudden failure. What you feel is a delayed engagement when you shift from park to drive, especially when cold. A brief hesitation before the transmission catches, a slight flare on a hard upshift. These symptoms are subtle enough that your first service visit for them will likely produce a software update and an adaptive reset rather than a physical diagnosis of the CDF drum. Ford confirmed this failure mechanism and issued TSB 24-2254 in August 2024 with a redesigned drum bushing for vehicles built after August 16, 2022. If your truck was built before that date, your drum has the original design. Your risk is not theoretical, and it gets worse. The second failure point is your valve body, the one generating the most active legal and regulatory attention through 2025. Your 10R80's valve body is aluminum. Your shift solenoids are steel. The thermal cycling your transmission goes through on every drive cycles those dissimilar metals through expansion and contraction at different rates. Over time, the aluminum bores your solenoids seat in develop wear patterns. Combined with the fine debris circulating from your clutch packs, your solenoids start sticking, your hydraulic circuits develop cross leaks, and your shift pressures fall outside the ranges your TCM was calibrated around. Ford issued TSB 24-2-101 in March 2024, addressing harsh or delayed shifts from sticking valves. Then, in March 2025, Recall 25V-164 addressed valve body issues in 2024 and 2025 model year vehicles. Trucks Ford had been selling as corrected. If valve body problems are appearing in brand new trucks, the CDF drum redesign did not fix the architecture. Stay with me, because the third failure point is the one that connects everything else and is running inside your transmission right now, whether you know it or not. Your torque converter is doing something you cannot feel. That rumble strip vibration between 35 and 55 miles per hour under light throttle. The shudder when your cruise is set and the road is flat. Most owners assumed it was tires, road surface, or the transmission hunting between gears. Some were told it was normal, adaptive learning behavior. It is not normal. That vibration is your torque converter lockup clutch slipping instead of locking cleanly. Your converter's clutch material has glazed to the point it cannot hold a solid lockup at light throttle. Instead of being locked or unlocked, it is cycling through partial engagement at cruise. And every mile it does that, it deposits friction material directly into your transmission fluid. This is where most people get it completely wrong. They treat the shudder as the problem. It is the symptom of a problem that has been producing debris inside your transmission long before the shudder was noticeable. That debris is the same contamination accelerating your valve body wear and your solenoid degradation. Your converter shudder and your valve body contamination are not separate issues. They are the same failure cascade at different stages. Your converter sheds material first. That material enters your fluid. Your valve body accumulates it. Your shifts get harsh. Your clutch packs absorb incomplete engagements and produce more debris. The cycle accelerates. The question is not whether your 10R80 has this happening. The question is how far along your cascade is, and whether you are still in the window where addressing the early stage costs $150 or the late stage costs $5,500. What Ford has and has not fixed. Here is the timeline that changes what your specific truck's risk profile looks like. The CDF drum design was partially corrected for trucks built after August 16, 2022. Partially, because it addresses the bushing migration, but does not fix the debris that accumulated in your valve body and fluid circuit from any pressure events your transmission already experienced before the date of correction. The valve body contamination problem was addressed in TSB 24-2101 in March 2024, but as a repair sequence, not a design fix. The aluminum bore wear causing solenoid sticking is a consequence of the material choice in a contamination environment. A software update cannot eliminate bore wear already present or contamination already in your circuit. And Recall 25V-164 in March 2025 covering valve body issues in 2024 and 2025 trucks confirms the production changes have not fully resolved the underlying architecture. But don't stop there, because there is a chapter in this story that Ford has not been advertising. Between 2020 and 2025, Ford rebuilt more than 34,000 10R80 transmissions for warranty replacement. In early 2025, Recall 25E070, also known as 25SB3, confirmed that some of those remanufactured units went out missing the T10 thrust bearing. That bearing keeps your park pawl and parking gear in correct alignment. Without it, your gear selector shows park. Your truck feels like it is in park, but the mechanical engagement is incomplete. Rollaways followed. Real trucks in real driveways. If your 10R80 was replaced under warranty between 2020 and 2025 and you have not confirmed the T10 bearing was verified, you have a question worth answering before your truck is next to anything it could roll into. What to do before this gets more expensive? Here is the direct application of everything we covered to your specific truck and your specific financial exposure. If your F-150 was built before August 2022 and has more than 60,000 miles, your CDF drum carries the original design. Pull your transmission fluid and evaluate it before your next service. If it shows any burn smell, cloudiness, or any shift behavior that has changed, delayed engagement on cold mornings, the rumble strip shudder at cruise, you are in the early stage of the cascade. A fluid service, filter inspection, and converter evaluation at this stage runs $300 to $600. Waiting until those symptoms are undeniable and daily runs $5,500. If your truck was built after August 2022, your CDF drum has the updated bushing. Your valve body contamination risk is lower, but not eliminated. Your converter shudder risk is unchanged. It is not a function of the drum design, it is a function of how hard your converter clutch has worked and how well your fluid has been maintained. The 35 to 55 miles per hour shudder is the earliest warning your converter gives you. If you are feeling it, the time to act is now, not when it intensifies. If your 10R80 was replaced under warranty, request documentation of the replacement unit's build date and T10 bearing verification. If the shop cannot provide that documentation, that is the first phone call you make tomorrow. Tell me in the comments, how many miles on your 10-speed does it shudder between 35 and 55 miles per hour, and has it had any transmission work? That data is going into the follow-up video on this topic. And the pattern we are going to find across this channel's audience is going to tell us something real about where the highest risk window actually sits in the field. Hit subscribe if you want to be here when that follow-up lands. And if you think the 3 failure modes we covered today are the whole picture, wait until we show you the specific fluid analysis results that predicted 10R80 failures, an average of 22,000 miles before they became drivability symptoms. There is one data point in that analysis that changes everything about how you think about your transmission service interval. That video is next week. You need to see that number before your next scheduled service.